I have a little story for you. It's a story about how the greatest chicken parm is made with ingredients that aren't even Italian. This whole story came about a few days ago when I was eating chicken parm, posing the question, yes, this is good. Oh, yum, yum, yeah. But could this be better? The next day, I was eating Korean fried chicken, two different worlds, and I was thinking the same thing. How can this be better? That brings us to today, my solution, combining them. It seems wrong, and yet it seems right. Korean food has a long history of using cheese in their cuisine, and that makes sense to my brain, so why not, right? Put it together. We can talk on and on about the flavor of what it could be, should be, but look, the question is this a waste of time? Is it gonna be as good as I think? Yes, I wouldn't be making this if I didn't think this was gonna be the greatest thing on earth. So let's make this, shall we? We have two chicken parms that are both easy, but we need to answer our question. Can chicken parm made with Korean ingredients possibly be better than the original? First, we're gonna bread our chickens. Well, not like a whole chicken, but the breast. So whichever recipe you choose to follow, it's going to be nearly the same ingredients. So you'll need 4 chicken breasts that have been butterflied by cutting them in half, but not all the way through. They should open up like a book. Lightly pound them out so they're about 1/4 of an inch thick. Season all of them on both sides with salt lightly. And then the breading is what's almost exactly the same. Both will be a classic 3-tier breading system. One bowl will have 1 cup or 150 grams of all-purpose flour. The next bowl will need 3 eggs plus 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of water, whisked together until homogeneous. Now your breadcrumb choice is what's different. For the traditional chicken parm, it'll be 2 cups or 220 grams of plain fine breadcrumbs, whereas the Korean chicken parm, I wanted a big crunch, a lustful crunch, one that makes you pick up the phone and call your mom and say, wow, I'm eating chicken parm right now, and it's so crunchy. That's it, that's all I wanted to say. Love you, bye. So you're gonna use 2 cups or 220 grams of panko breadcrumbs. Now to bread your chicken, it's the same process. First, toss chicken in the flour to coat completely. Shake off the excess, then into the egg, coating every little nook and cranny. Get into the crevices you didn't even know were there. And then finally, into your breadcrumbs, coating every angle possible. Remember, plain fine for the traditional and panko for the Korean fried. I know panko is blah, 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 whatever. Look, we're not gonna look into the origin of panko breadcrumbs. Just use them, because they're crunchy. On to our sauces. First, the traditional. Just need a basic tomato sauce, but of course, mine's gonna have a little extra flavor. Or 40 milliliters of super duper like a total extra virgin olive oil, 3 slices of thick cut bacon or pancetta diced into 1/8-inch cubes, and allow the pancetta to render its fat out. And once that begins frying, stir often until your pancetta is browned and crispy, about 3 to 4 minutes. Add in 5 cloves of thinly sliced garlic, 3 to 5 sprigs of fresh thyme, half a teaspoon and 1 gram of red pepper flakes, or none at all if you're gonna be like, oh my god, it's so spicy, ow, ow. Stir until fragrant, about 30 seconds, then add 1 28-ounce or 794 gram can of crushed San Marzano tomatoes, along with a 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of water. Now add a pinch of sugar, salt to taste, add a little fresh cracked black pepper, stir it around, increase the heat to medium-high, bring to a boil, then reduce the heat to low and simmer for 8 to 10 minutes or until slightly reduced. Adjust your salt levels as needed and remove your thyme from earlier. And that's all you need for Mr. Traditional. Moving on to Korean chicken parm. First off, we need our gochujang chicken sauce, which is, in my opinion, one of our greatest chicken sauces in my recipe repertoire. I said one of the best, not the best. I got a lot of sauces, all right? Saucepan. Add 6 tablespoons or 46 grams of grated palm sugar, a 1/4 cup or 60 grams of mirin, a 1/4 cup or 50 grams of soy sauce, 5 tablespoons or 160 grams of brown rice vinegar. You can also use regular rice vinegar, all right? Don't be scared, it's okay, all right? You can also use white distilled vinegar, that's fine, whatever you got. 6 tablespoons or 104 grams of ketchup, half a cup or 160 grams of gochujang, heat that over medium-high, stirring often. Once it comes to a boil, reduce the heat to low and reduce for 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. You don't stir, it'll burn at the bottom, pretty basic. Now cut off the heat and whisk in 8 cloves of garlic, finely chopped. Let that steep for 3 minutes, then pass that through a fine mesh strainer and finally whisk in 3 tablespoons or 45 grams of honey until thoroughly combined. And that, as I said, is one of my most favorite sauces of all time. Now, look, we can't stop there. We still need the vibe of a chicken parm. Now, what is that? I'm thinking for the Korean style, gotta do some sort of tomato gochujang sauce. So first, in a small saucepan, add enough canola or avocado oil to coat the bottom of the pan, set to medium heat, and immediately add 3 cloves of garlic, also thinly sliced, and 2 shallots, thinly sliced, season lightly with salt, and sweat and cook those brothers until they're softened, about 3 to 5 minutes. Then add a 14-ounce or 396 gram can of crushed tomatoes, half a cup or 125 milliliters of water, half a cup or 125 milliliters of gochujang, 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of sugar. Stir everything together, increase the heat to medium-high, and bring to a boil. Then immediately reduce your heat to low, simmer for 8 minutes or until reduced and it sticks nicely to a spoon. Now, it looks like a normal tomato sauce, but I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna do some ASMR for you here. Spicy. Sorry, my apologies. Now we have our sauces and our chicken breaded. Now is the most crucial part. We want to cook through, but you don't want to dry like shoe leather. You see where I'm going? So starting with our regular parm, we're going to drop that into a large heavy bottom pot filled with at least 2 inches of frying oil like canola, heated to 350 Fahrenheit. Fry for 3 to 5 minutes or until the internal temp registers 165 and it is golden brown. Remove and drain on a wire rack. Then just season that bad boy lightly with salt and well, it's pretty much ready. So we're going to move on to our Korean style chicken, which again, it's not breaded in a Korean style breading, I know, but it's for the crunch, all right? You could do cornstarch, but it's not going to be the crunch I'm looking for here. But anyway, drop that bad boy again into the fryer for 3 to 5 minutes or until that crisp golden brown glistening in the sunlight piece of chicken emerges. Drain on a wire rack for about 30 seconds, then toss into a bowl and coat with your plain gochujang chicken sauce, not the tomato sauce, all right? The gochujang chicken sauce. It can be a bad day if you use the tomato sauce here, I'm sorry. And remember, if it looks beautiful, it's gonna taste beautiful. Make sure every little crevice is coated with your sauce. Then repeat with all of your chicken. Look, cheese is important but simple. 2.5 cups or 225 grams of fresh grated low moisture mozzarella and 1/2 cup or 50 grams of Parmesan Reggiano, also freshly grated. Toss together in a bowl until evenly incorporated and, well, that's it. The final step. Apply the correct tomato sauce to your associated chicken of choice, followed by a generous layer of your cheese mix. Pop that bad boy under your broiler for 2 to 3 minutes or until the cheese is melted, bubbling like a fine champagne and lightly browned. Now, I'd be a fool if I said both of these don't look utterly delectable, but we came here for one thing and one thing only, to figure out which chicken parm is truly a proper chicken parm. Let's taste test.
All right, 2 chicken parms. The tale of 2 parms. Start with the traditional. I mean, it's exactly what I wanted. Oh, it's juicy too. Whatever you're thinking in your brain of the nicest, crispiest chicken parm, that's what I'm tasting right now, right here. The sauce, the cheese, it all kind of works together. The chicken comes through, it's got a good crunch. That all being said, we're here for one reason and one reason only. Why does this have to be a chicken parm? Why can't this be a chicken parm? And is this better than any other chicken parm in the world? Despite it being completely untraditional in every way possible, it's not gonna stop me. Visually, it does look better, let's be honest. Here it is. Looks good, smells good. It all comes down to this. Do you hear that, Vikram? I hear an entire symphony playing in my ears, in my brain, but also in my mouth. That's what this is. If you were like, Josh, you have to pick a chicken parm for the rest of your life, I would pick this. It's like weird how well it works together. Immediately the breading is like, whoa. It's a little tart, it's spicy, but then the cheese, it's chewy, it's stretchy. You're like, sweetness with cheese? I'm not saying that we put an end to the traditional chicken parm. It has a place, but it's time to stop and try something new that might just change your life. But do you wanna know what else will change your life? B-roll.